Record.
Komal, I think you're on mute.
Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to all. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. That's why we need innovation. Preserving diverse forms of life on land and promote the conservation and sustainable use of other ecosystems is the motto of the Sustainable Development Goals. With this vision, I, Komal Muli, along with my co-host Ms. Deepali Paul and Ms. Shweta Nayak, welcomes each one of you this evening on behalf of Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions and Sanjeevani World School. This initiative has created a pathway to the future we all want. Our young learners not only have voices, but also wings to fly. And we at Sanjeevani and HATES have ensured we prepare that platform for them to speak and fly. In totality, we have 35 schools, 5 of which are international and the rest are all pan-India. The entire team of HATES and Sanjeevani World School have got together in collaboration for such a noble cause. We believe our students are the harbingers of change. Hence, we have created such a platform for them. Now, I would like to introduce you all the energetic personality of Ms. Deepali Paul. Ms. Deepali Paul is the cultural coordinator of HITS, a passionate math teacher with 8 years of experience. Presently, she is working as a coordinator cum math teacher at Bharat Ram Global School, Indirapuram, and aims at the best outcome. She was also awarded the most hardworking teacher of her school. Such an appreciation fills her with pride and keeps her motivated. My next co-host is Ms. Shweta Nayak. Ms. Shweta Nayak is associated with Sanjeevani World School for over 2 years now. She is an MBA in HR as per her qualification, but currently she is following her passion, which is teaching. She takes subjects like social studies, math, and EVS for the primary grades. Being around children, sharing and gaining knowledge from them, being an important part of their lives to strengthen their foundation years is something that gives immense happiness to Ms. Shweta. Once again, good evening, eminent guests, dignitaries, principals, coordinators, and my dear participants. We take pride in welcoming you all to the Sustainable Development Goals initiated by Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions and Sanjeevani World School. I'm sure that today we will all have a great time and we will also learn a lot from the young talents on this platform. We wish the participants all the best for their presentations. Proceeding ahead, the main event of this evening is to showcase the talents of the young generation. I, Komal, along with my co-host Ms. Deepali and Ms. Shweta, welcome you all on behalf of Sanjeevani World School and HATES family on this great event. Over to you, Deepali, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good evening. I, along with my co-host, Ms. Komal and Ms. Shweta, extremely overwhelmed to get this opportunity to address you all on Sustainable Development Goal 15, Life on Land. It is indeed a special occasion and an important moment for those who will embark upon a totally new journey now. I'm certain that you are wondering and probably anxious about what the future holds in store. The challenges are for everybody. How you deal with them is what you stand out. We are very pleased to be able to welcome you that have been with us for a long time now, as well as those who are new to the association. Now, it's my turn to introduce my co-host, Ms. Komal. Ms. Komal Mulay is an English teacher at Sanjeevani Word School with primary section. As a teacher, her maxim is education with experiential learning is the most powerful weapon which one can use to change the world. Today's youth voice refers to the distinctive ideas, opinions, attitudes, knowledge, and action of the young generation as a collective body. Heads, along with Sanjeevani Word School, is privileged to provide this wonderful platform for students around the world to show their skills, creativity, and curiosity to learn more. Let's all come together and make the most of it. Now I would like to call Ms. Shweta to proceed further.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Now, moving further, as per the Indian tradition, we would like to start the program by paying tribute to the goddess of knowledge, goddess Saraswati. Let's join the spiritual movement with our heart and soul and enjoy the Saraswati Vandana.
शुभं करोति कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धन सम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धि विनाशाय दीपज्योते नमोस्तुते दीपज्योति परब्रह्मा दीपज्योति जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापं सन्ध्यादीप नमोस्तुते
Thank you, ma'am. That was so blissful. Before proceeding, let me tell you that the Saraswati Vandana is sung by Sujata Iyer with her melodious voice. Thank you, ma'am, for creating an heavenly atmosphere here. Heads, an evolving institution and a social enterprise that provides essential knowledge, assessments, counseling programs, work skills, and other customized solutions in the field of education. Now, I would like to introduce the multi-talented, extraordinary, energetic, and magnanimous personality with all present here, Dr. Aruna Wadkar. An experience of 3 decades in the field of education and corporate sector, an educational consultant, an educator, a mentor, and a speaker. Her career reflects richness and strength of variety and diversity. Her hands-on experience in various designations of repute in ICSE, CBSE, and state board schools includes Director and Principal, Dolphin International School, Kashmir, Pulwama, Academic Head and Lead of Schools, Pearson, Regional Director of Schools, Zealand Limited, South Zone. Carrying with her huge experience, now an edupreneur, she is currently the founder and Managing Director at Harvest Educational Transformation Solution, an organization registered with MSME Government of India. She is having a long list of achievements and awards. A few of them are Sanjeevani Seed of Knowledge Award 2020, Indian Humanitarian Award 2020, India Star Republic Award 2019, and many more. Over to you, Shweta ma'am.
Thank you. Sanjeevani World School is a futuristic school where everyone is encouraged and inspired to learn the skills required to succeed in a globalized arena. Backed with a team of passionate, hardworking, and dedicated individuals, the school is ready to prepare each learner for the future challenges, which will enable them to reach their goals far beyond the horizon. We aspire to empower the learners for the rapidly changing world by enabling them with the thinking skills, global preparedness, and respect for core values of patriotism, integrity, honesty, loyalty, and benevolence. At Sanjeevani World School, we have a legacy to leave behind, a legacy in form of successful students who are an asset to the world, a holistic being. We willingly embrace all the responsibilities to prepare our learners, not just for exams, but also for the ever-changing complex world. Dr. Seema Negi is the director principal, the pillar, the backbone, and the captain of the ship of Sanjeevani World School. Sanjeevani, along with HATES, have organized this SDG event. The Sustainable Development Goals were born at the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development in Rio de Janeiro in 2012. The objective was to produce a set of universal goals that meet the urgent environmental, political, and economic challenges faced by the world. Sustainable development practices help countries grow in ways that adapt to the challenges posed by climatic change, which will in turn help to protect important natural resources of us and future generations. In 2015, a global delegation of experts developed, debated, and introduced the 17 Sustainable Development Goals to be adopted by the United Nations and its 193 member countries. The 17th goal emerged from rigorous research into global conditions and trends. They are at the forefront of the international development conservations initiatives and require innovative research collaboration to create new possibilities and a better future for a more sustainable world. In addition to learning core academic subjects, children need to grow in other areas that are equally important in the development of an all-round individual. We do not teach only to attempt, but also provide knowledge-centered conducive environment and ambience in which they learn. Moving forward, I would now like to call upon Master Dev Suru, student of Sanjeevani World School, for introducing Goal 15, Life on Land, to us. Master Dev Suru?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dev Suru, and I'm going to say a speech about life on land. We live on a beautiful world with beautiful animals, but did you realize you can kill them by buying a single Cadbury chocolate? As students, we can make different choices of what we eat. We can help more people by planting more trees. We need to support websites to help save animal habitats. Also, we need to try to reverse land degradation, combat desertification, and help end threats to endangered species. Whenever we leave a room or finish playing a computer game, remember to turn off the light and the game and not waste electricity. Children are very creative, so maybe instead of throwing out old pieces of junk, you can use your creativity and make a piece of art or a toy. If you are an older brother or sister, instead of throwing out old clothes, you can reuse them and give them to a younger brother or sister. A flourishing life on land is the foundation for our planet, for our life on this planet. We are all part of this planet's ecosystem. We have caused severe damage to it through deforestation, loss of natural habitats, and land degradation. Promoting a sustainable use of our ecosystem and preserving biodiversity is not a cause. It is the key to our own survival. To protect and restore life on land, we all have to take action. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dev. Now I would like to introduce our chief guest, Mrs. Saraswati. She is an educator consultant and a principal with a rich and vast experience of 2 decades in the field of education. Presently heading Wind International School, Kunigal from past 6 years. She is a passionate educator, always looking for new challenges and trying to create an environment conducive for learning. Worked in different districts of Karnataka like Bangalore, Bijapur, Sirigupa, Belgium, Malur, Tiptur, Shimoga, to name a few. A successful professional who has worked a strong team in academics and administration and is serving as an educational leader responsible to manage the policies and procedures to ensure that all the students are supervised in a safe, traditional, and scientific learning environment which helps them to come out with flying colors. Good at counseling and giving guidance to the students. She firmly believes that a good teacher is one who is a student in everyday life. Learning should not stop as life never ceases to teach. So let's make it an awesome experience. She has been recognized with honors and awards like Sarvapillai Radhakrishnan Award, Best Leader Award, Guru Varya Samman, to name a few. So here I would like to call Saraswati ma'am to share her thoughts with us. Ma'am, please.
Thank you so much, Deepali, for that beautiful introduction. And first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Aruna Vatkar ma'am, Dr. Seema Neke ma'am, because they have given me an opportunity to interact with all of you. First of all, what Dev spoke, I was really astonished to see a child. When the child can identify a problem, that means every student is able and capable of solving every issue. So first of all, I thank everyone for giving me this opportunity. And today's goal is life on earth. Before we could just move forward, I just would like to tell only 2 minutes. I'll just only take only 1 minute. Yes, whatever Dev sir was speaking, it was all really small things which really matters a lot. If every one of us make sure that before I have made this habit, before I leave my chamber, I check whether all the switches are put off or not. I put off all the lights, all the fans. I don't believe a person who is a peon or a ward boy have to come and switch it off. It's my chamber. I need to take care. So if everyone takes up the responsibility like this, yes, we can stop wasting the natural resources, and we can even stop buying many unwanted things, because we have got this notion of getting want and need. So if we can stop so many things, and we can just make sure that very small things we need to take care. Just a small few trees or plants around your school, around your walkway, pathway, wherever you see. Instead of destroying that, if we just pour little water and you just nurture them, we will be doing a wonderful activity. And I still believe that, yes, for the goal, what I just wanted to talk only about 3 goals. One is about end deforestation and restore degraded forest. That is actually we have got that we have to restore the natural resources, whatever is there, fresh eco water systems, everything, in particularly about forest we are speaking. And then we have to end desertification and restore degraded lands and promote access to genetic resources and fair sharing of the benefits. Here, for this, as school children, what we can do from our end is, I can only suggest that we will start our initiative from our house, because home is the first place where we learn everything. So we start everything from home. Whatever we do implement at home, we will still surely follow that to the school, and we will surely bring that to the society. Anyway, I just wanted to listen to all the students talk, and I will conclude at the ending. Thank you so much for welcoming me and giving me an opportunity to talk. Thank you, and all the best, my dear students. I'm eagerly waiting for you all to speak. Thank you so much, Deepali.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts. Now let's introduce schools. But before that, I would like to share that the thoughts of Dr. Aruna Wadkar to bring the students together and promote SDGs beyond boundaries. Extraordinary, multi-talented, energetic, and motivational personality, Dr. Aruna Wadkar has tried to motivate SDG goals through young generation. So let's see what these young minds are having to showcase. So now over to you, Komal ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, indeed, ma'am. Thank you for gracing this today's event with your presence. And yes, I completely agree. Little things do matter. Little things can bring about a large change, a big change. So yes, today we have collaborated with three schools from Pan India. Sorry, I repeat myself. We have collaborated with 4 schools from Pan India. We have the Icon Public School, Ram Ratna Vidya Mandir School, CT Public School, and Sanjeevani World School. Now, let me first give you a short introduction of the Icon Public School. The Icon Public School is one of the leading co-educational English medium CBSE school in Ahmednagar, Maharashtra. The Icon primarily aims at providing wholesome and quality education with emphasis on every child's social, physical, emotional, creative, aesthetic, and intellectual development by providing a child-centered learning environment. The school is expanding its horizon in each and every aspect under the able leadership of Mrs. Deepika Nagarwala. Mrs. Deepika Nagarwala is a passionate educator who firmly believes in imparting modern education coupled with 21st century skills to the children. We have Ms. Gurleen Oberoi with us today, who is the coordinator for the Icon Public School. She is a proud member of the Icon fraternity, whose teaching experience is about to clock a decade, mentoring students from diverse boards and schools. She is currently appointed as a teacher for English and Social Sciences for secondary and senior secondary section of Icon Public School. Education beyond book is the vision she aims to pursue. Over to you, Deepali ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving forward to our second school for today is Ram Ratna Vidya Mandir School. Ram Ratna Vidya Mandir is an ISO 9001-2015 certified CBSE residential school for boys and girls, blending rich Gurukul values with modern teaching methodology. Ram Ratna Vidya Mandir, as a constituent of Uttan Vivid Lakshayi Shiksham Sanstha, is a confluence of various streams of the Bharatiya way of thought and endeavors to provide modern education to our children with effective emphasis on the knowledge and wisdom enshrined in our traditions and cultural heritage. The aim of the institution is to promote the rich Indian cultural heritage and integrate it with modern education to broaden the students' horizon of knowledge and learning, thus enabling them to develop a strong and balanced personality and lead the global community to excellence. So now I would like to introduce Honorable Principal of Ram Ratna Vidya Mandir, Ms. Kavita Singh. She is professionally an educationist since 28 years. She is former secretary of Vasai Virar Sahodya Group, CBSE resource person, member of inspection committee for CBSE, certified academic auditor and certified post trainer. She has been awarded as the best teacher in 2008 by Times NIE, awarded as the best teacher in 2005 by Young Buzz, awarded as an outstanding principal by Himakshara Foundation, awarded as an excellent principal by Schoolie Group in 2021, and other awards taken from Udghosh. Now I would like to introduce coordinator of Ram Ratna School, Ms. Ankita Arjun, teaching English to grade 6, 7, mathematics to grade 9, and business studies to grade 11, commerce. She has 11-year experience in teaching field. Moving forward to our third school for today is CT Public School, Karnataka. Ms. Sunita Khanpure is the principal of CT Public School, and we have Ms. Fatima as the coordinator of the school. Over to you, Shweta ma'am.
Thank you, Dipali ma'am. Moving forward to our third school for today is Sanjeevani World School. Sanjeevani World School is a futuristic school where everyone is encouraged and inspired to learn the skills required to succeed in a globalized arena. Dr. Seema Negi is the Director Principal of Sanjeevani World School, Dahisar, Mumbai. Dr. Seema Negi, who comes from the lineage of the Indian Air Force, is a passionate educator. Her expertise lies in both Indian and international boards. She is associated with many education and social organizations and contributes her time and efforts for the betterment of educational system and society. She is bestowed with many prestigious awards: Best Academic Leader, Bharat Vidya Shiromani, Jewel of India, Shiksha Bharati, Nari Shakti, Nation Builder Award from Rotary, and the list is endless. She was honored in Singapore, Sri Lanka, London, Nepal, Dubai, and Thailand. She has won the prestigious title of Education Icon, Education Queen 2018, Miss Role Model 2018 in an exclusive pageant only for educationists. She is an international speaker. She attends various conference, events, and summits as a speaker, moderator, and panelist at national and international platforms. She has spoken on more than 250 platforms during the pandemic. Her work is recognized by the World Book of Records UK on personal and professional category. Her signature program, Principal Ki Pathshala, is much appreciated and applauded by the educators fraternity. Being a Rotarian, she undertakes many societal-driven initiatives. She stands by the maxim, "I am because we are," and she is determined to bring the change by human empowerment. She lives by the principles of empathy and gratitude. Okay, now I'm so excited, aren't you all? Now please join me in welcoming the participants as the show is about to begin, and without making you all wait, let us proceed for the much awaited program. Over to you, Dipali ma'am.
First of all, I would like to call coordinator of the Icon Public School, Ms. Gurleen Oberoi, to commence this session with their goal and presentation.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Greetings to one and all. Honorable dignitaries, respected teachers, and dear children. I deem it a great honor to share this virtual platform with such learned educators and aspiring learners. I would like to call upon Sara Sablok, Parita Solanki, Kanak Karachiwala to present their ideas and views that they have curated through their meticulous research on SDG goal number 15, Life on Land. Over to you, Sara.
Thank you, ma'am. Warm greetings, one and all present here. Together with Parita and Kanak, I, Sara from the Icon Public School, are here to deliberate on the 15th Sustainable Development Goal, which is Life on Land. Sustainable development is defined as the development which meets the needs of the present without compromising the needs of the future. The 17 Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations has put forth this objective: protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forests, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation, and halt biodiversity loss. Being sustainable with our development is of utmost importance to fulfill the needs of our future generations, which, if followed through in unison of our forces and spirit, will soon unfurl into a successful reality. Here are some insights we are glad to share from our newly researched, informed, and therefore illuminated perspective with you all. What we are particularly keen to verbalize about with you all in a verse form is life on land, because life on land encompasses mutual synergy in terms of taking responsibility economically, environmentally, and socially as well. Come, why not really thank this endearing Mother Earth for giving us this life? Let's not cut down forests and make it an industrial strife. Thinking about our future generations, let's practice integrated farming, reducing the use of greenhouse gases and diminish global warming. Let's focus on wildlife conservation. Let's plant new saplings today, be it village, be it city. Let's pledge to save the environment and celebrate biodiversity. Garbages are everywhere. Clean that up. Looks like no one cares about our earth that's crying with fear that she might eternally disappear. Where are our politicians with even a shred of integrity? Don't they get it? I want biodiversity in my politics. Amid this protection of vested interests, give me leaders with integrity and love for life on land, who include it in the usual government plan. Spreading forest grandeur and safeguarding of those temple greens through reforestation, afforestation, and protection. For they are also home to our nation's biodiversity, and their expansion is a priority. A planet, this paradise, for my children to call home. Let's empower our minds to go beyond the lines in seeking for ways to preserve our land, for the future of the nation is in our hands. Let's hold fast to our faith that hope and redemption are all not yet lost. If we honor the Creator with respecting biodiversity with integrity, by way the core sustainable development goals. Handing on to Parita.
So like Sarah said, the future of the nation is in our hands. So that makes it our duty to come up with fruitful solutions. And that requires us to see the problems and obstacles that need to be solved to make our goals become a successful reality. Number 1, biodiversity loss and deforestation. Let's start with the heroes that keep the planet healthy. Forests, heroes. Yet we still don't treat them well. From the deepest of their layers to the top of the tree crowns, forests are the home to 80% of the life on Earth. Wildlife on planet Earth is under siege from all sides, facing down habitat loss and the impact of climate change. Some of the biggest threats are illegal trading, invasive and alien species, pollution, climate change, and habitat destruction through deforestation. Animal species that live in trees no longer have their homes. Neither can they go, relocate, and that leads as a major factor to them going extinct. I think we have really forgotten where we get oxygen from, who filters our air that we pollute. Then comes land degradation and desertification. Human activities that pollute or degrade the quality of soils and land utility ultimately lead to desertification, land degradation, and droughts, which takes a heavy toll on food production, livelihoods, and production and provision of other ecosystem goods and services. Almost 30% of India faces the threat of extinction. From 2003 to 2015, 22% of India has become degraded. Then comes plastic, the biggest threat to life in land. Plastic, a pure toxic to our land and a major devastation to our surrounding water sources and also the ecosystem. It can cause a lot of harm to all the species that drink the water. And it also occurs to our soil because of the harmful chemical it releases and tampers with plant growth. As you can see that the production and usage of plastics has increased a lot over the years. Then comes infrastructure. With our country's growing population, Infrastructure is what extremely necessary for development. But like every coin has two sides, it can cause some major harm to our environment. That road built through the rainforest to reach our favorite vacation destination is probably fragmenting habitat or cutting off migration routes of those endangered species. The dams created could have been diverted water from freshwater habitats already struggling through a drought. Oil and gas drilling. Oil drilling projects pollute around the clock, generating pollution, disrupting wildlife, and ruining public lands. And thinking twice before throwing garbage around, because that obstructs water runoff, leading to stagnant water bodies that become breeding ground of diseases. All of these problems require a united efforts. And if we set our mind towards desperately wanting a healthy present and a future, then it will unfold into reality. All we need to do is follow these solutions that Kanak will tell you. Over to you, Kanak.
Thank you, Parita. All the above problems are somewhere the negative impact of development. But wait, let's not jump to the conclusion very soon. This is exactly how sustainable development comes to our rescue. One cannot deny the fact that development is crucial for the evolution of human race. It's our duty as responsible citizens of the world to look out for the betterment of the world. But as of now, are we really doing our best to ensure this? Are we taking any possible measures to save our resources? Do we realize how important it is to think sustainably? Here is how we can practice sustainable development in our lives. How could we prevent biodiversity loss? Usage of satellites to monitor forests and dry lands to understand the effectiveness of the policies to combat desertification and deforestation. We can use satellites for the species that aren't found yet and can be protected in the coming future. We should create national parks, sanctuaries, and botanical gardens for expansion of our flora and fauna. Combat killing them for mere products with our nation's uniqueness and beauty. It is their life which is sacrificed. We should prevent alien species in our nation. Not only are they not adapted to the climate here, but are a threat to our beautiful sovereign animals who've been here for thousands of years, adding to our world's diversity. Desertification and land degradation. How can we stop them? We can stop desertification and land degradation by simply reducing the extent of activities like deforestation, overgrazing, improper agricultural activities, construction, mining, etc. Plastic. Plastic is a threat to life on land. Plastics are in great demand due to affordability, durability, and its plasticity. A good alternative to this could be the use of plant-based plastic made from sugarcane, which is biodegradable, thus having no negative impact in the environment. Did you know that even roads can be made with plastic? Isn't that surprising? In fact, the government has made it mandatory for all road developers in the country to use plastic along with bituminous mixes for road construction in India. This can compromise the infrastructure development. Infrastructure development is harming the natural habitats. So, concepts like green building, eco-friendly homes should be encouraged by the government on a large scale. Oil and gas drilling is destroying the environment. We will be able to see a lot more oil and gas companies enjoying success by using sustainable solutions. And this is only possible by the reduction of its carbon footprint, decreasing freshwater usage, improving water recycling efforts, reducing methane leaks, used oil recycling, and greater acquisition and use of renewable energy. Management of waste. Biogas is one way waste can be managed. It can be used in a variety of ways. including as vehicle fuel and for heating and electricity generations. Keep stuff from being thrown away. Start with recycling. Find ways to reduce your trash. Look for ways to reuse or repair items that still function. Explore recyclable items that can't go into your blue bin. So, had we ever given a thought to these problems? But now it's time when we all have to come together. The biggest threat to our planet is the thought that someone else will save it. This is the moment. We as individuals should start with our part by contributing towards our earth to protect and preserve the life on land. Thank you.
That was commendable, dear children. You all have put forth to light some of your well-researched and thought-provoking perspective on SDG goal number 15, life on land. Thank you so much. Over to you, Shweta ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, students. It was so informative. Now I would like to call coordinator of Ram Ratna Vidya Mandir School, Miss Ankita, to take it forward.
Hello, good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer for giving this better opportunity for the young generations where they can share their thoughts and express their ideas. So from Ram Ratna Vidya Mandir, the participants are Ms. Dakshita Gupta, Yasin Khan, and Dhir Porwal. And I would also like to introduce my co-teacher, Mr. Akash Singh, who will be sharing the screen. And without his contribution, the preparation would be incomplete. So over to you, Dakshita. Wish you all the best. Hope you do well. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to all the teachers, judges, and all participants present in the meet. Today, I'm Dakshita from Ratna Mandir is going to talk about the issue of life on land. This topic mainly focuses on the loss of forest due to deforestation and loss of land due to desertification. We will also focus on how wildlife is being endangered due to climate change and deforestation. The Sustainable Development Goal is to protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystem, sustainably manage forest, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation and halt biodiversity loss. The flourishing life on land is our foundation of our life on this planet. The land is the foundation of all the life-sustaining processes on the planet. It provides us with food and water. The animals that live and thrive on land are known as terrestrial animals. Terrestrial animals live most of or their entire lifespan on the Earth's land. In contrast with animals that live in water and on land are known as amphibians, such as crocodiles, turtles, etc. Over 31% of the Earth's land area is covered by forest. Forests sustain us, from the air we breathe, to the water we drink, to the food we eat. Around 16 billion people are dependent on forests for their livelihood. Forests are home to about 80% of the terrestrial species of animals and insects. 74% of the poor are directly affected by land degradation. Of 8,300 animal breeds known, 8% are extinct and 22 are at risk of extinction. Land degradation, deforestation leads to loss of habitat for species, increase in soil erosion, decrease in freshwater quality, and higher emission of carbon into the atmosphere. In short, not taking action towards the forest does not impact only the health of the forest or the planet, but also our community. Land degradation is a process in which The value of the biophysical environment is affected from the combination of two infused processes at a body land. For example, soil erosion or hydrogen contamination. Now, I would like to call time to share thoughts.
Good afternoon. Myself Yasin Khan from Ramaratna Vidya Mandir is here to speak upon main causes of land degradation. Deforestation. Forests play an important role in maintaining the fertility of soil by shedding their leaves which contain many nutrients. Forests are also helpful in binding up of soil particles which contain with the help of roots of vegetation. Therefore, cutting down forests will affect the soil adversely. Excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides. Fertilizers are indispensable in the production of food, but their excessive use has occasioned much concern as a possible environmental threat. Excessive use of fertilizers is causing an imbalance in nutrients present in soil. This imbalance is adversely affecting the vegetation. Salination. Factors: quality of irrigation water. The groundwater of arid regions are generally saline in nature. The irrigation water may itself be rich in soluble water and add to salinity of soil. Poor drainage of soil. Salts are dissolved in irrigation water, accumulate on the soil surface to inadequate drainage, especially during floods. Waterlogging. Excessive irrigation and improper drainage facility in the fields cause rise in the groundwater level. This groundwater mixes with the surface waters used for irrigation and creates a situation called waterlogging. Groundwater brings the salts of soil in dissolved state up to the surface, where they form a layer for such a situation. Desertification. Desertification is a widespread process of land degradation in arid, semi-arid, dry and subhumid areas. The UNO Conference on Desertification in 1977 has defined desertification as the diminution or destruction of the biological potential of land and can lead ultimately to desert-like conditions. Soil erosion. Accelerated soil erosion by water and wind is the major land degradation process, and this is a consequence of changed relationship between environmental factors which occur as a result of human interventions. Adverse changes in physical, chemical, or biological characteristics of the soil result in reduced fertility of soil and erosion. Other kinds of land degradation are as waterlogging, chemical contamination, acidification, salinity, and altaking, etc. I would like to call over Dheep Purwar to take over and share his views and thoughts.
Good afternoon, myself G. Purwal representing Ramaratna Vidya Mandir. If everyone does just a little bit, we can change the world to a better place for all.
Here you are muted. You need to unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, myself G. Purwal representing Ramaratna Vidya Mandir. If everyone does just a little bit, we can change the world to a better place.
There is noise coming from behind. So technical team, if you can mute others. Carry on. Yes, please, you carry on.
If everyone does just a little bit, we can change the world to a better place for all. How can the world solve it? Take urgent action to end poaching and trafficking of protected species and strengthen local communities. Conserve and restore terrestrial and freshwater ecosystems. End deforestation and restore degraded forests. Ensure conservation of mountain ecosystems. Protect biodiversity and natural habitats. Reduce impact of invasive alien species on land and water ecosystems. Integrate ecosystems and biodiversity. values into local planning and development process and poverty reduction strategies. Mobilize educate resources to conserve and sustainably use biodiversity and ecosystems. Mobilize adequate resources to finance sustainable forest management, conservation, and reforestation. If everyone reduce your reduce your use of paper, avoid printing, and substitute it with electronic devices or carriers. Clean your local parks and forests. Organize your own or join an existing cleanup event to sustain the ecosystem of your local green space. Composting food scraps can reduce climate impact while also recycling nutrients. Promote fair and equitable sharing of the benefits arising from the utilization of genetic resources and promote appropriate access to such resources as internationally agreed. Enhance global support for protecting species, including by increasing the capacity of local communities to pursue sustainable livelihood opportunities. What can you do? Buy fair trade fruit once a week to help poor farmers. Only buy wood products which are from sustainable sources. Do not buy products, for example, ivory or animal skins for endangered species. Protect and arc of forest from www.conservation.org or donate to similar charities. Join a pressure group to demand action on this issue www.globalcitizen.org. Share the facts about deforestation to family and friends to encourage action. Spread the awareness through social media tools like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, etc. We must also be respectful towards wildlife and only take part in ecotourism opportunities that are responsible and ethically run in order to prevent wildlife disturbance. Well-managed protected areas support healthy ecosystems, which in turn keep people healthy. It is therefore critical to secure the environmental of the local communities. In the development and management of these protected areas, what would it cost to correct the problem? The UN Forum on Forest Secretariat estimates that achieving sustainable forest management on global scale would cost 70 billion US dollars to 160 billion US dollars per year. The Convention on Biological Diversity estimates that 150 US dollars to 440 billion US dollars per year is required to halt the loss of biodiversity at a global level by the middle of this century. What would it cost if we don't correct the problem? Biodiversity delivers multiple services from local to global levels, while responses to biodiversity loss range from emotional tourism. Three-quarters of precipitation drugs contain components derived from plant extracts which would be threatened. Natural disasters caused by ecosystem disrupted by human impact and climate change already cost the world more than 300 billion US dollars per year. In short, not taking action on forest impacts both the health of the planet and our communities. Thank you.
Excellent. I appreciate the hard work you all had put in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, students, for giving wonderful presentation. Now I would like to call coordinator of CT Public School, Ms. Fatima, to take it forward.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sunita Khanapure, principal of CIT Public School. We have one more coordinator, Mrs. Pushpa, and she's a science enthusiastic. And right now they are traveling, so I would request my students to take over. Tejas Kanda, we will start with Tejas Kanda. Tejas Kanda, can you present your presentation, please?
Yes, ma'am. Namaste and good evening, everyone. I am Tejas Kanda, studying in class 8 in CIT Public School, Gubbi, Tumkur, Karnataka. My topic is land on life.
Can you put on the video, my dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Tejas, you are muted. Please unmute yourself. Yes.
Namaste and good evening, everyone. My name is Tejas Kanda. I am studying in class 8. My topic is land on life. Our world is home to countless life forms, from the giant trees of California to the humble bumblebee, and it's important that we can protect their diverse ecosystems so that future generations can benefit from their natural gifts just like us. Life as on Earth of millions of years, because in a healthy and diverse ecosystem, all the different kinds of living things take care of each other. Trees strive to grow tall so they have the best chance of soaking up the sun's rays. Insects seek shelter within their trunks where they can raise their young in safety, and animals like squirrels rely on trees for food, but ecosystems can easily be disturbed. For example, if a logging company clears a piece of land to sell trees to make furniture for a seller, profit the countless life form the precious lived in then, or use them for safety or food for left without a safe environment in which to live. But good people everywhere are working hard to safeguard life on land. They are protecting endangered animals like the white rhino from hunters by creating laws that makes poaching. They are planted millions of trees so that landscape stripped by logging companies can once again grow into ecosystem that all life can enjoy, and endangered people are sharing their incident knowledge so that everyone can learn how to grow better crops so that no one goes hungry. We can all play a part in creating a clean and healthy future for everyone and everything on the planet for million more years to come. Thank you. Have a grateful day.
Tejas, that was wonderful. Very good work put in by every student. In fact, I'm amazed to see such an extensive research the students have done. Now, I would like to invite my co-teacher, Miss Maniti Vora, to take it forward.
Excuse me, ma'am.
One more.
Ma'am, two students are left.
There are two more students, Komal.
Yes. Okay, there are two more students. Yes, can the next student come forward?
Yes,
from CT Public School?
Yes, Nagesh, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please go ahead, Nagesh.
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready. Ma'am?
Yes, you can start, Nagesh.
Yes, ma'am.
Please put on your video, Nagesh, okay? Yes, good.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Nagesh. I am studying in 7th standard at CIT Public School. Now I am going to read about my SDG. SDG means the Sustainable Development Goals. Protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystem, sustainably manage forest, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation and halt biodiversity loss. The terrestrial ecosystem provides a series of goods, raw materials for construction and energy. The food and series of ecosystem services including the capture of a carbon, maintenance of a soil quality, provision of a habitat for a biodiversity, maintenance of a water quality, as well as the regulation of water flow and control, therefore, contribution to reduce the risk of a natural disasters such as floods, landslides, regulated climate and maintain the productive for agriculture system. Maintaining those ecosystem generally
No problem. You can read the spelling if you're not able to. Nagesh, can you continue? Okay, Vedant, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we'll come back to you, Nagesh. Vedant, carry on, please.
Okay, ma'am. Namaste and good evening, everyone. My name is Vedant Magdum. I'm studying in 6th standard CIT Public School on land. Introduction. The term land generally refers to the surface of the earth, but in economics, it includes all that which is available free of cost from nature. As a gift to human beings, land stands for all nature, living and non-living, which are used by man in production. Even though land is passive factor and it does not possess any ability to produce on its own, it is an important agent of production. Modern economists consider that land has a specific factor of production, which can be put not only to a specific purpose but to several other uses. Importance of land. Land is considered the primary factor of production. Land is rich in coal, water, and petroleum, which are used in generating power. Land is required to construct factories and industries to carry out the production process. Land is of great importance to mankind. A nation's economic wealth is directly related to the richness of its natural resources. In short, the importance of land is evident from the following points. Land determines agricultural production. The industrial progress, and prosperity of a land depends on availability of minerals resources. Example, land. Land determines total production of a country. Land influences the economic growth of a country. Land maintains ecological balance. Land directly or indirectly fulfills
Vedant, we are not able to hear you.
I think there is technical glitch from his end.
I think he has lost his network. Vedant, are you
Yes.
there?
No, he's lost
Can
the.
I tell Nagesh? Ma'am?
Yes, Nagesh, are you ready? You left in between, right?
Yes, ma'am, because of some network issue.
Dr. Aruna, ma'am, can you continue?
Okay. Yep.
Yes, Nagesh.
Yes, ma.
Yes, continue. Please continue.
Yes, please continue. Yeah. Where are you? Yeah, here it is.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nagesh. I am studying in 7th standard at CIT Public School. Now I am going to tell about SDG. SDG means Substantial Development Goals. Protect, restore, and promote the sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forests, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation, and halt biodiversity loss. The terrestrial ecosystem provides a series of goods, raw materials for construction and energy, food, and series of ecosystem. The services including the capture of a carbon maintenance of a soil quality, provision of a habitat for a biodiversity, maintenance of a water quality, as well as the regulation of a water flow and erosion control, therefore contributing to reduce the risk of a natural disasters such as flood, landslides, regulated climate, and maintain the protective of a agriculture system. Maintaining those ecosystems generally supported the climate change mitigation and adaptation efforts. Data and statistics, facts and figures. Around the 1.6 billion people depended on the forest for their livelihood. The forests are home to the more than 80% of our terrestrial species, animals, plants, and insects. 74% of a poor are directly affected by a land degradation globally. Of 8,300 animals bleed now 8% or extends a 22% of risk of extinction. Over 80% of a human that is provided by a plants. Only the three cereal crops, rice, maize, and wheat, provide a 60% of our energy intake. As many as 80% of a people living in the rural areas in developing countries rely on traditional plants-based medicines for healthcare. Why a goal 15 life on land matters. Desertification. 2.6 billion people depended directly on agriculture, but 52% of a land used for agriculture is moderately or severely affected by a soil degradation. As 2008 land degradation affected 1.5 million people globally. Arable land loss is estimated to at 30 to 35 times historical rate due to the drought. Desertification each year a 12 million hectares, 23 hectares per minute, where 20 million tons of grains could have been grown. For 74% of a poor directly affected by a land degradation, globally biodiversity of 8,300 animal species known, 8% of our extinct and 22% of our risk extinction. Over 80,000 species are less than 1% have been studied for a potential use. Finnish provide 20% of animals protein to about 3 billion people. Only the 10 species provides about 30% of marine capture fisheries, and 10 species provide about 50% of aquaculture production. Over 80% of human diet is provided by plants. Only the three cereal crops, rice, maize, and wheat, provides 60% of our energy intake. As many as 80% of people living in rural areas in developing countries rely on traditional plants-based medicines for a basic healthcare. Microorganisms and invertebrates are key to the ecosystem services, but their contribution are still poor. Known as relayed acknowledged forest, Around 1.6 billion people depended on the forest livelihood. This includes some 70 million indigenous peoples. The forests are home more than 80% of a terrestrial species of animals, plants, and insects. Target linked to the environment. Target 15.1 by 2020. Ensure the conservation restore it at the sustainable use for a terrestrial, inland, the freshwater ecosystem, and they service in a particular forest, wetland, mountains, dryland in a line with uh, uh, under international agreements. Target 15.2 by 2020 promote implementation of a sustainable management of all types of forest, all deforestation and restore a degradation forest. The sustainable increases the afforestation and the reforestation globally. Target 5.3 15.3 by 2030. The combat desertification, restore a degradation land and soil, including the land affected by desertification, drought and flood. Strive
Thank you,
to
Nagesh. Thank you for sharing that information with us. Is Vedant here?
Yes, thank you, Nagesh. Vedant is having some network issue. So I thank my students for the preparation in a day's time, and I thank Dr. Seema Negi ma'am and Dr. Aruna ma'am for providing an opportunity to our students. And special thanks to my staff members, Ms. Noor Fatima and Ms. Pushpa, and all the organizations and well done students, all the students' participations. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, students, for that detailed information. Now, moving forward, I would like to invite my co-teacher, Ms. Maniti Vora, to take it forward. Ms. Maniti.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. I, Maniti Bora, take this opportunity to introduce our students who are ready with his presentation purpose for today. We had one more student participating in today's event, however, could not attend the same due to health issue. I would like to call Ayan Patel, student of Sanjeevani World School, for the presentation and the goal for today.
Good morning, ma'am. Good evening, my respected teachers and my dear friends. Today, I am going to tell a speech on life on land. Goal number 15 SDG. Life on land was indeed beautiful, natural and fresh everywhere. But now it's sad and true that the beauty, nature and greatness are found only in some few parts of the earth, especially in rural areas. Natural wealth on earth are very mainly categorized in renewable and non-renewable resources. If the natural resources that we consume are renewable, the less will be residue with more consumable and more human engraving activities that will preserve the origin of land. The use of non-renewable resources provide immutable facilities and purpose, which makes the world better and more progressive. Hence, the uses of such resources keeps on increasing, making the world progressive with ideologies to, to, to save humans with technology together. But competitive world is a very sad fact which we are unable to observe is that we are losing out richness of land by way of mountains, forests, barren lands, increasing land pollution, and more such reasons. It is up to us to make best and balanced uses of resources to preserve our land with facilities required. We can protect life on land together. Here, we can see what we can do to contribute. We can find organism, organi- organizations to support, information to share, and some useful tips for you. Everyday life that we really make a difference. The trees we cut for our uses is needed somehow nowadays, but its ratio is increasing day by day. If we cut the trees, we should learn to grow trees regularly. We should reverse land degradation as a part of the global ecosystem ourselves. We need to conserve and protect plant and animal life on land. We can definitely imagine a world free from pollution, artificial products, and chemicals. This will be land in its purest form. It is said that we can burp as we eat, so we should think innovative and progress with natural ideologies to make our earth a better place, a place where each tiny part and particle of land becomes a piece of heaven. Thank you.
That was brilliant, Ayan. Wonderful information shared by you. Moving ahead, I would like to call upon Komal ma'am to proceed further with the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Maniti ma'am. Now I open the session for the students to ask their questions. I would like to request the Icon Public School to ask their questions to Ram Ratna Vidya Mandir School. Gurleen ma'am, if you could just come forward and ask your students one by one to put forward their question.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much. Sarah, over to you. Our first question is for Ram Ratna Vidya Mandir.
Yes, ma'am. So my question goes to Dheer. What strategies are being adopted by the government to preserve biodiversity?
The government is taking much initiative to protect the flora and fauna of countries by introducing many awareness programs like Van Mahotsav and special forestry programs. In the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, GOI created protected areas like national parks and sanctuaries. They also announced punishments in illegal acts of control. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dheer. Parita?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, we are done. Ma'am, nandu internet problem ಇಂದ leave ಆಯ್ತು class.
Dheer, could you mute yourself? Yeah. Parita, you could go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. My question is to Dakshita. And your question is, to what degree do human activities bring harm to the surrounding environment?
Humans impact the environment in many ways: overpopulation, pollution, burning of fossil fuels, and deforestation. Changes like these have caused climate change, soil erosion, poor air quality, and undrinkable water in many parts of the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, child. Kanak, I would like you to ask the third question.
Yes. I would like to present my question to Yasin. How has the species population changed over time, and what are the main factors which drive this change?
According to CBSE News, animal population worldwide have declined nearly 70% in just 50 years. It's impossible to deny that humans are destroying the natural environment at an alarming rate. 4,400 species around the world have declined an average of 68% between 1970 and 2016. According to World Wildlife, Funeral's Living Planet Report 2020.
Thank you, Yasin. Over to you, Komal ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I'll request Deepali ma'am to take it forward.
Now I would like to request Ram Ratna Mandir students to ask their questions to SWS students. Ankita ma'am, please ask your students to put forward their questions one by one.
Okay, ma'am. Dakshita, I would like to call upon you to ask the questions to the students of Sanjini World School. Dakshita, are you there?
Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, Dakshita, you are audible.
I would like to ask my first question to Ayan. The question is, in an ideal world, what more do you think should be done to improve life on land, especially sustainably managed forests, called land degradation and biodiversity loss?
Yes, in an ideal world, whenever possible, green solutions will take the place of polluting industries and practices that harm the environment on a large scale. We need to wake up to the reality, and our health and future depend on a thriving planet, and take collective actions top to down and bottom to top to halt the destruction of nature, replace fossil fuels with renewable energy, and preserve and restore the natural world.
Okay, Yasin, come forward.
Yes, my question goes to Dev. Why is protecting life on land important?
Life on land is important to help protect the Earth's ecosystem, promote the sustainable management of forests, and put a stop to land degradation and biodiversity loss.
Thank you, Dakshita and Yasin.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, students of Ramratna Vidya Mandir School, for putting forward their questions. Now I would like to request Ayan Patel from Sanjeevani World School to ask his question to Icon Public School students. Ayan?
Yes, ma'am. My question is, how can we ensure sustainable living in our day-to-day life?
Okay. Sarah, you could take that.
Yes, ma'am. There are several ways we can ensure that. We should save energy by switching off standby appliances, try using reusable and eco-friendly alternatives for plastic, replacing the use of petrol with diesel-fueled cars or also electric ones, and using renewable resources wherever possible. We should also recycle kitchen waste by composting and even try to grow our own produce, which won't use pesticides which pollute air and water. Carpooling and using cycles more often is much better for our environment as well. Lastly, we should also focus on saving water around our house. These are small changes that we must apply in our daily life for the betterment of our environment and our future generations.
Thank you, Sarah. Wonderfully answered. Now, I would like to call upon Master Dev Suru to ask his question to again Icon Public School.
I would like to ask Kanak, with emphasis on the importance of plastic and its daily use, how can we combat its harm to our environment?
Thank you for the question. There is no silver bullet to solving the world's plastic problem. It will require governments at both the national and subnational levels to tackle the regulation of single-use plastic products. Silicone, natural fiber cloth, beeswax coated cloth, and paper are huge substitutes for plastic and should replace it. Plastic waste should also be used in building roads and other industrial developments. It's also necessary to minimize the use of plastic packets, bottles, and containers and replace it with stainless steel instead. Governments play a key role in achieving the development goals and targets through. It is necessary to recycle and reuse plastic wherever possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Dev and Kanak. Again, I would like to call Ayan to ask his question.
Yes, ma'am. My question is, what should be the role of politics in bringing about sustainable development?
Government plays a key role in achieving the development goals and targets through setting and implementing water quality policies, frameworks, and standards, and regulating the discharge of pollutants into the environment, and wastewater management, recycling, and reuse. Politics does play an important role and even critical role if we are to have a sustainable future. To our way of thinking, promoting sustainably through government means continuously and proactively investing in democratic principles. Government can promote sustainable economic strategies. Government can provide for safety and security, promote well-being, education, and understand that the bottom line is in a health environment. It can develop and maintain strategies, policies, and programs that will help us all find a future that works. Thank you.
Thank you, Parita. Splendid job done by all students. I'm really proud of you. Actually, after listening to you, this actually puts my mind at peace, knowing that our future is in good hands. Now, I would like to request Ms. Deepali from HATES for summarization of the goal.
So here I would like to call upon Arav Seth from HATES for summarization of goal.
Yes. Good evening, respected teachers and my dear friends. I'm Arav Seth, a 13-year-old student activist studying in class 8 of Bharatram Global School, Indrapuram, Ghaziabad. I'm the founder of We Rise Together Foundation, a non-profit organization that aim to work for tackling environment and social issues. I'm also the ambassador of SDG Chopal and SDGs for Children. Today, I'm going to summarize SDG Goal 15, Life on Land. Life on land is extraordinary. Our forests are home to more than 80% of all land-based species, and our remarkable ecosystems allow us to eat, breathe, and live. Yet through deforestation, global warming, and meat production, we are slowly killing our earth and its inhabitants. Before we panic, it's worth reminding ourselves we can fix this. Goal 15 is all about working together to protect, restore, and promote our planet's plants, insects, and animals. By focusing on the changes we can make now to help our future, we can sustainably manage our forests, combat desertification, reverse land degradation, and plus stop to biodiversity loss. The UN sub-goals for life on land are conserve and restore terrestrial and freshwater ecosystems, end deforestation and restore degraded forests, ensure conservation of mountain ecosystems, protect biodiversity and natural habitats, eliminate poaching and trafficking of protected species, prevent invasive alien species on land and in water ecosystems, integrate ecosystems and biodiversity in governmental planning, increase financial resources, conserve and sustainably use ecosystem and biodiversity finance. Now the question is how you can help us in achieving the goal Life on Land. Firstly, you can reduce the use of your paper. Avoid printing and substitute it with electronic devices or cartons. Secondly, you can clean up your local parks and forests. Organize your own or join an existing cleanup event to sustain the ecosystem of your local green space. Thirdly, you can plant more trees and increase the green spaces in your city. Like I myself have planted more than 4,000 trees along with my team as of now. If I can do it, you can take similar actions as well to conserve and enhance the life on land. Thirdly, you can also use a method known as composting. Composting food scraps and which can reduce climate impacts while also recycling nutrients. I believe each one has the power to change the world, but the only need is to utilize the power in the right direction. This was my summary on Life on Land. Now it is up to you to take actions and make this a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Arav. Wonderfully summarized. Yes, as you said, we need to act responsibly because big powers comes with huge responsibilities. So yes, it is time we all act responsibly. Now I will request Mrs. Saraswati ma'am, our chief guest for today, to please take over and share her thoughts about the event.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I just seek an excuse for switching off my video because there was a problem with my system. I couldn't log in through that. I have logged in through my mobile. And sorry for that. And it was really such a great and wonderful session. As Dipali ma'am already said one sentence that now we can trust that the world is in safe hands. Yes, that belief has strongly come to my mind because the children, the way they were discussing, the way they were questioning each other, that means they are able to identify the problem. The 50% of the work is done. Once you identify the problem, 50% of the work is done. All that begins well, ends well. So what I would like to convey to each and every student here is, let us put us into practice. Yes, we have done this. We have had a discussion. Whatever, every word you spoke was really, really wonderful. As a small gesture, what I would like to say, like we can reduce the use of paper. Yes, wherever possible, we'll try to do. Let us not wait someone else to motivate us. We will self-motivate ourselves, and we will reduce the use of paper. We will stop wasting the natural resources. As I said in the beginning itself, let us find the differentiation between need and want, and we'll go only with the need so that we will not be exploiting the natural resources for the sake of wanting too much. I think by that we can do that. And as I already spoke, to achieve all these goals, we can start an initiative from our home or our school. And very much students are going to be our own ambassadors for this change. And I can also assure that now after seeing all the children speak here, now I feel that somewhere I missed out my school students also due to various other reasons. But then I request Dr. Seema ma'am and Dr. Aruna ma'am, if there's one more opportunity, please do give me so that I will also present with my students, because I just take up in the assembly, I just keep telling, and I get some students in the assembly also. So I'll be able to do that. And I congratulate each and every one for this, and let us all strive towards achieving this goal, whatever we have spoken till now. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for this wonderful, wonderful opportunity. God bless all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your wonderful thoughts, ma'am. Yes, definitely these were key inputs, like we can do small things like saving paper, saving electricity, like ma'am said. These are key inputs each one of us can start right away immediately. Now I will request Miss Nilofer ma'am to come and induct about tomorrow.
Good evening, everyone. As we have successfully completed today's session for Goal 15, I request you all to join SDG Goal 16 session, Peace, Justice, and Strong tomorrow at 4 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Nilofer ma'am. Deepali ma'am, I'll request you to take over now.
We have reached towards the end of this amazingly interactive exchange of ideas related to SDG Goal 15. I, Deepali Paul, on behalf of Heads Fraternity, cordially invite for culmination of the SDG event on 25 September 2021 at 11 a.m. Here, I would like to call Ms. Anushka, the student representative of Heads, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Anushka Rotra of Class 6A from BRGS Indrapuram. I would like to thank our special guest for today to grace this occasion with their benign presence. Thank you for your gracious presence, ma'am. I would like to express my deep gratitude to all the participants, principals, coordinator, and students for participating and illustrating us with their knowledge. Dr. Dr.
Aruna Wadkar.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yes, Anushka, you can go ahead, beta.
Anushka, please continue.
I think she got logged off.
Anushka, are you there? Yes, I cannot see her in the participants as well. Are you there,
Yeah,
beta?
she got logged off.
Okay, I'll take over. I'd like to
She's
thank
admitting
Dr.
she's
She has
coming
joined.
in.
Yes, ma'am. She has joined. Anushka, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I actually got disconnected.
You can continue, Anushka.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I'm Anushka Ratra of Class 6A. I would like to thank our special guest for today to grace this occasion with their benign presence. Thank you for your curious presence, ma'am. I would like to express my deep gratitude to all principals, coordinators, and students for participating and illustrating us with their knowledge. Dr. Anura Vadkar and Dr. Sita, without their support and guidance, this event would not have been possible. I would also like to express my deep sense of appreciation and dedication of all amazing teaching staff. Thank you for your instant support. I owe special gratitude to administration staff who worked hard to ensure that this occasion becomes a memorable success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Anushka. So here I would like to express my deep gratitude to Dr. Anurup Kaur, Principal of Bharat Ram Global School, Indrapuram, and Chief Advisory Officer of Heads to provide this platform to me. Thank you so much, ma'am. Over to you, Komal, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. Congratulations, all the participants, for all your extensive research. It was indeed a pleasant evening to hear you all, and it was very informative. And knowing that, as Mrs. Saraswati ma'am said, now we know that you have identified the problem, you will definitely start working over it. We all together can hope and try for a better future. Once again, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Wadkar ma'am and Dr. Negi ma'am for giving us all this nice platform where we can express our thought and make this world definitely a better place to live. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Komal. And once again, from my end, it was a wonderful, wonderful presentation by each and every student here. Trust me, you can pat your back and unmute yourself and give a round of applause to yourself, because you all really did well. Okay. And yes, every student has their own talent, even the smallest one, because they need to be getting that exposure. That is why we have got this platform, so the children can come out, express their thoughts, and start thinking what we need to do, how we need to take it further, how we need to groom our future. That is what each one of you should start thinking. So that is the reason this platform is for all the students, and regardless, the smallest to the smallest, you know, a small girl now, just now, Anushka, just so pretty, so nicely she said the word of thanks. Yes, because but that is the way where you get the self-confidence to portray yourself. That is what we need, and that is what we want our children to be coming out of their shell and expressing more of themselves. And thank you so much, Saraswati ma'am, for gracing this occasion as our chief guest. And
I'm really
yes,
blessed and honored, ma'am. I'm really blessed and honored to be a part of this. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you, everyone.
pleasure is ours. And thank you all the principals here and the lovely coordinators who have taken their effort to groom their team to come up and express themselves. It's really, really amazing. See you all on 25th. Every detail would be provided, none of them to miss. It would be really an amazing, because that is the SDG anniversary day, and we are culminating the event of the 17 goals that we had all through. We'll be culminating on that day. We would love to see you on that. All right, great. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Have a lovely evening. Thank you. And Arav, yes, I do not want to miss out. Arav, you are amazing. And the way you have mentioned that you are a part and the president and of the SDG Chopal and all, I'm really, really, you're putting your words into action. I really love that. And definitely we would be glad to see you on the 25th once again. And I would be glad to meet you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my pleasure.
Can we stop the recording?